So we're here in the garden this afternoon and I want to share my favourite way to eat tree prunings. I'm starting to fill up one of my raised veggie beds, and so I'm creating a compost heap essentially, and this is one of the major components of the compost that I use. This is actually apple tree prunings, and the one on the other side is wildling cherry, and they're both perfect for chipping up and using in a compost pile, because this is what is called Ramial wood. You'll notice it's very thin. Most of what's in here is less than your 7 centimeters that would go through your average backyard wood chipper. And what that means is the ratio of bark around the outside of here compared to the wood that's on the inside is really high. There's a lot of bark for only a little bit of wood. Wood is great. It's mostly made of lignin. It's essentially a whole series of lignin, which is made of carbon fundamentally, straws. And that's what allows nutrients and water to pass up and down into the tree. Everything else is kept just under the bark of a branch. In particular, species like this, which are deciduous, you'll notice they don't have any leaves on them. They've lost their leaves for winter. What they've done is they've pulled all the nutrients out of their leaves and discarded them and stored all of that just under the surface of the bark on all of their twigs, all of their branches. We're going to make use of that by chipping it up and putting it into our compost. You can use arborist mulch and things to do this, but generally they're using an industrial chipper, and that's able to chip logs. So you get a lot of lignin wood and not very much of this nutrient dense surface layer, essentially. So this is what is called Ramial wood, and it makes a really, really good addition to your compost because it's high in nutrients as well as being high in carbon. So the way that I like to eat my tree prunings is I put it through my compost system and then into my garden bed, and I grow my vegetables out of it. So if you have access to a wood chipper, or know someone who does, or you've got prunings on your property, they are really good to make use of to mix in with your compost. When you add your green material, you add an equal quantity of something like this, chipped up small, as a carbon source, mixed together, and it makes really good compost. So there we go, this is our end product. Most of it's this nice chippy sort of stuff. It shreds some of it, which is all right, the compost can deal with that, that's fine. Having all the bark and whatnot on it helps it to start breaking down. I'll also be adding some horse poo and some chicken poo to this as well to give it a nitrogen source, which will help it compost even faster. And we'll get all that lovely nutrient from just under the bark in our soil, breaking down, becoming available for our plants in springtime. But this is what we're all about at Dandelion Gardens. This is a resource that I have here on the property that would otherwise go to waste. This is prunings from my trees. In case of the wild cherry, it's a weed tree that came down when the shelter bat was trimmed. And I could take it to landfill, I could leave it in a heap, I could burn it, or I could chip it up like this and turn it into a high nutrient compost that I can grow food out of. So I'm all about reusing, recycling the resources that I've got around me into good free compost. Just takes a bit of time, so I got a big pile there, better get to it.